brainchild of long-serving Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad, who saw it as a way to raise his country's international profile, bring some glamour and boost tourism by attracting wealthy Formula One racing fans. But some saw the racetrack as just another one of Mahathir's expensive symbols, like the Petronas Twin Towers, and warned that the circuit would turn out to be a white elephant. Well, Southeast Asia's only F1 track is now 8 years old, and whilst it may be white, it has certainly proved to be no elephant.
The Sepang drag battle. Okay, so it's not Formula One, but it has its dedicated following. And in a country where illegal street racing is rampant, it gives local drivers a chance to put the pedal to the metal without putting their cars into lampposts. It's one of a slew of local, regional and international events now filling the calendar at the 8-year-old Sepang International Circuit, or SIC, near Kuala Lumpur's airport. SIC chairman Mosani Mahathir is son of the circuit's early driving force, then Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad.
We will increase 15 to 20% this year compared to last year. Again, we are used nearly every weekend of the year. We are now selling weekdays, no longer weekends. So definitely the usage has increased significantly.
Aside from the Malaysian F1 Grand Prix, which attracts some 100,000 spectators, nearly half of them foreign visitors, it's not the races themselves that are the biggest money earner. It's the track time teams rent to test, tweak and tune their machines for race day. But it's not only serious racers that are paying to drive, where some of motorsport's greats have driven before.
Just stick to your own line, they will find a way to go around you.
This group of some 70 enthusiasts drove up from Singapore. They pay about $80 per car to tear around the track for a couple of hours.
Coming here gets my adrenaline pumping. And the enjoyment factor is that every time you come here, you try to make improvement, not only in the hardware of your car, but also on your own driving skill.
Without this track, I really don't know where we're going to go. I think it's very important because in Singapore we don't have a track, and there are a lot of young people out there, speed in their blood.
These public track days help the Sepang circuit fill the calendar between races. And all the activity here is clearly boosting business for mechanics, tuning houses and auto parts vendors. The people running SIC say much bigger economic spin-offs lie just round the bend, starting with the creation of an international academy here to teach numerous types of motor racing.
Besides that, we're looking at having a tuning house here where people can come buy parts and have their cars modified, enhanced. And this will be, like I said, a real hub for motorsports activities and generally for the automotive sector.
A key government goal when it created the circuit was to see a Malaysian competing in elite motorsports like F1. Sepang may have done a lot to boost the odds of that happening, but the cost of getting into racing remains an obstacle in this developing country. State oil company Petronas backs motorsports in a big way, but the private sector has been slower off the grid.
The sponsorship dollar is very, very hard to find, especially in this country. I think that the government here could play a role by giving some incentives to corporations to go into sponsorship of racing cars. One example could be some tax rebates.
Still, few could accuse Malaysia's government of not doing enough for motorsports. It spent some $125 million to build the Sepang circuit and continues to run it via the country's airport authority. For that, the government has the vote of approval of Southeast Asian driving enthusiasts, racers and racing fans.